The Kokomo Press Podcast is back, and we have an amazing panel of guests for you. First, kicking it off is Kotkoski. He is the man in charge of Harvestfest, along with Outhouse Productions. And along with him, we have Katelyn Myers. She's in charge of Creative Curiosities, and she helps run our vendors for Harvestfest. And we have Marcus Mayfield. He is the bassist for one of the bands, Rezin AD, playing at Harvestfest. I am so pumped to tell you all about this amazing festival that happens every year in Miami, Indiana. There's going to be bands. There's going to be comedy. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be food. There's going to be so much going on. And afterwards, if you're tired and you don't want to drive home, you can camp. It's going to be a blast. And what's the best part, you asked me? It's all free. Yes, that's it. It's all free. Come out and have a good time. You are not going to want to miss this very new, very special first of a 3-part new series on Harvestfest here at the Kokomo Press Podcast, baby. Woo!
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
What's up? It's Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Grainger, and this week I have a very excited panel. We just spent about 15 minutes talking. Weren't even going yet. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get excited here with them. So let's get going. We have over here in the green chair, Katelyn Myers from Creative Curiosity. And in the black chair, we have Kotkoski, the big Kotkoski.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's not
Kotkoski.
I like it.
I'm as excited as particles in boiling hot water.
That seems pretty excited. And in the red chair, he is Marcus Mayfield.
Hello.
He is the man. He's been waiting. He's been ready.
Don't you sponsor
We're all
things?
together.
Okay.
Hey!
You sponsor things, don't
Glad
you?
to be here. Glad to be here, Jordan.
And you just put your face as the logo, right?
Unfortunately, you guys
Have you
couldn't
done
hear
that
that
before?
round of applause, but it
Actually, I did a
happened.
little bit.
Okay, you could hear it a little bit. Yeah. Okay, you're gonna be able to hear it now because it wasn't going through the speakers in the room. But how you guys doing? Other than
excellent.
hanging out on
I'm
a
doing well, thank
random
you.
day
Good.
of the week that nobody knows about because this is coming out on a Monday.
Say hello to all my Kokomo
Okay,
natives.
Wednesdays are great for me.
Yeah. What?
How?
Wednesdays are always great.
This
How?
isn't. Shh! Don't tell people the
Oh,
day.
I'm so sorry.
It's a secret day. I
Fine.
gotta
Cut it
bleep
out.
it out. I'm just
Fine.
kidding. I won't bleep it out. It's a
Whatever.
Wednesday.
Wednesday before
Time isn't
Thursday
real.
party.
Wednesdays, my dudes. It's a hump day. It's a hump day.
Dude, any day's a party day. It just depends on what day it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's a fact.
I heard that any day is hump day when you're around.
Yeah, when I'm around, yeah, for sure. Especially get a couple drinks in me, martinis. I don't
It's
even
like the
drink.
dog
I
on the
don't think I've
plate.
ever had. Has anybody ever had a martini?
Yes,
They are
many.
terrible. I don't do
Martini?
martinis.
No, many.
Olives? I don't drink
I don't do
olives.
it.
Oh, God.
Don't give me olives to drink.
I can't
You
do
don't-
it.
What about olives with jalapeno in them?
I don't
or
like olives.
with garlic.
You're getting a little carried away
Olives are
here, but I like to
disgusting.
drink is the key word
Drinking's
here.
fine, but
I've been to a fancy restaurant where they like bring tongs out with a hot napkin and like you wipe your hands off before you have your beverage. Of
all right,
martinis.
there, you big Kotkoski.
Now, if I
That's
could drink
odd.
that, I'd be interested.
Kotkoski. Is it Kotkoski?
Yeah,
Kotkoski.
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 They took the W out to make it more Americanized,
Yeah.
so it's just Kotkoski.
Kotkoski. Kotkoski.
It's got a good name. Good
Sounds
ring.
like a
good ring.
maneuver.
It does. It sounds
the Riker
powerful.
maneuver.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds like he's in Ukraine right now, taking arms, just stealing it and making money.
Have you seen
brutal,
the
man.
soldier that flies a drone in Ukraine and he drops grenades on people?
Yes, I've
No.
seen that one.
Like he totally came up with this whole idea by taking shoes across the city to like one of the people in charge
Yeah.
and dropping shoes to him. And he's like, I wonder if I can drop grenades. And so they tested out. And he's like 22 and he's got like, he stopped counting kills at like thousands.
Yeah.
He's got thousands and thousands of confirmed kills, more than any sniper anybody's ever heard
Well,
of.
I'll tell you who has more. He definitely has more kills than Katelyn does. Animal kills, that's for sure, on purpose.
Don't bring
Anyway,
that up.
I'm sorry, I had to.
So sad.
She can't even kill her own
You don't
chickens.
even know.
She
You
can't
don't even
kill
know
her own
chickens.
chickens.
half of
Yeah,
it.
I know.
okay.
I had to go for it.
That's
I don't like to kill, but if I have to.
I don't either.
Old
I'm not a
McDonald
true
had a
farmer
farm,
if I
but Katelyn.
don't.
So does Katelyn. But
I had to kill lots of raccoons.
Old McDonald has billions served.
Well, my
All right.
need for pulled pork outweighs the need for killing.
Yeah.
You know what though?
How
Like,
exactly
have
do
you
you
guys
pull
seen
pork?
that whole thing about the Grimace shake?
Yeah, I did.
Well, it's fucking retarded because old McDonald ain't doing a fucking farm. He's got like some weird ass things on his farm.
I always thought Grimace was a dank nugget, so I don't really know
Is
about that.
McDonald's like old McDonald had a farm? Is that the same thing? Probably
Yeah.
not. Is it
Well,
though?
in essence,
Old
I
McDonald.
guess.
Because
Yeah,
it's
if it's like
Grimace
not real beef
and,
and just
like,
organ matter.
The Hamburglar.
whatever.
Like, who the fuck is the like?
Well, the next time you're in the hospital, which we talked about this before the podcast, next time you're in the
He's never
hospital,
been hamburgered.
it'll probably be because of Ukraine. I don't know if you guys saw this, but fact checked false claims of U.S. biolabs in Ukraine tied to Russian disinformation campaign. And then if you look at it, 1 year later, actually, U.S. asked to explain after Pentagon admits to operating 46 biolabs in Ukraine after months of denial. So it all comes out that they were lying.
Biolabs.
Can you guys believe that the government lied to us? Can you believe it?
I'm all about the UAP stuff lately. Man. I don't know about the
Dude,
war
that's
things,
pretty
you know?
crazy. That's
I'm
pretty
getting
crazy.
even deeper than it normally was. Which is crazy.
I have that. I'm pretty sure I have that on here. Let me see if I can pull that up as well.
I know like in 2004 is when the footage was basically taken, and then they released it in 2017, and then all you people heard about it in 2019.
Oh, it's all you people. That's
Right. Normal
What
people.
do you
'Cause
mean,
I used to read a lot.
This is what we're talking
What do
about.
you
Former
mean,
U.S. intelligence agent David Gorsh.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not so
Rush.
certain how much that guy is legit or not. But before him,
Yeah?
Blink 182, Tom DeLange really pushed for that shit, and everyone
Tom
thought he was
DeLonge,
not
okay?
DeLong,
DeLonge.
whatever.
Hey.
And so like he really pushed for that stuff, and he's the only reason we ever heard of it, basically.
Yeah.
And he actually has real sources, like top U.S. official sources that
Yeah.
are like legitimize his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he could still be crazy, but I
Look,
don't think so.
Either way you look at it, if you believe in God or not,
Let's get that mic near you.
even if you believe in God or not, why would there not be other beings
Yeah.
out there?
I mean,
Well,
but that's
maybe
only
we got
depending on what you
overcooked.
define
Yeah.
as
God
God.
decided
Have
to
you ever
make
heard of
another batch. I mean,
pantheism?
The government admitted that there's
saying.
flying things around there that fly 13,000 miles an hour. 13,000 miles an hour and turn on a dime, like a 9-degree turn like it's nothing.
Yeah.
They take the SR-71 Blackbird flying at 3,200 miles an hour. It takes half the state of Ohio for it to make one turn.
Yeah.
13,000 miles an hour.
I will say this: when Tom DeLonge brought it up, they were like, "It's all in your yed." That's why, because they're like, "This fucking guy can't
Yeah.
even say head."
All the
We're not
small
gonna believe
things.
this
But
guy."
anytime something's done
small
for
things.
financial gain,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder.
Yeah,
Well, it was the
like-
Russians.
Like COVID's out, time to make something else. Hey, guess what? There are flying things
Have you
going
ever
around
heard
here.
of the whole Burning Man Ebola thing recently?
Oh shit! Yeah, I got. So
Yeah.
we're
Got
doing.
something about that?
Let's
I just,
let's
like,
wait.
just
Wait.
wanted
okay.
Let's
Okay.
slow the roll. Let's slow the roll a
Whoops.
little bit. Hold on, you're good. We're gonna
Sorry.
get into that because I want to get
So-
into it. Before we get into that, hold on. Let's
I'm
back up. Let's
holding-
back up. We're
holding
getting
pattern.
really
I'm holding
excited.
pattern.
I love where you're going,
Saw my
Katelyn.
nipple poke through.
I'm
excited.
listen.
Sorry, we're just
I
talking
saw
about
that.
like
I just went from 6
detrimentally life-changing shit.
I just went from 6 to midnight. You're absolutely right. We're getting there. But we are here to talk. This is the first of a 3-week series. We're talking a little bit about Harvestfest, which Corey puts on every single
Outhouse.
year. This
Corey,
is
And
Corey,
9
I
years
wanna thank
going.
Corey for putting on
Corey
this
and
on
Outhouse.
for us. I appreciate
And
it. man.
let me do a round of applause for Corey. And I obviously this year, Katelyn, you're actually doing vendors, which I'm very excited about that as well. And we've got a lot more going on. We were supposed to have. I'm not going to throw any shade, but we were supposed to have tacos last year, but this year we actually have the guac box.
I wish I could remember the name of that food truck. 'Cause he totally ghosted me, dude.
I do, and I'm not going
Don't
to
you
say
love
it
it?
because I'm trying to be nice.
He totally ghosted me and like didn't return the calls. And then there's another guy
So
that
he
approached me about
agreed?
doing icy things too.
So
that
he's
he
need
loved.
to come out.
You
And
need
he
a hot
totally
dog
ghosted
guy?
me too.
Yeah.
No, well, this year we have actual people we know.
Yeah,
I know.
And we
That,
trust
like,
them.
wanted to do it,
They're from
so-
Lafayette. We
I
were
know.
supposed to have them
Gotcha.
last year,
Yeah.
but they couldn't because they were already booked that day. And it wasn't like they were like booked with us. Walkbach
Right.
didn't book, but they were
Those
like,
other
yeah, we
people
can do
booked.
it.
They signed
Yeah.
a paper and said they would be there. And like
Yeah.
I even had townsfolk there coming there to eat the food and
Yeah.
like all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. I'm like, I gotta explain all these people and look stupid.
Oh,
which
dude,
is
we
bad
didn't
anyway.
eat. We didn't eat before we came because we were like, we're gonna bring
I know.
money.
And I used to throw
because
down
we're
and make food for everybody. Like we used to do
know.
pulled pork, and we used to do. I used to have all the neighborhood kids do hot dog vendors and pay them money out.
And
of
I'm
them.
not gonna say El Rancho Taco. I'm not gonna say the El Rancho people or whatever.
Well, I've never been there,
gonna
but
bring
if they
them
do,
up.
I hear they spit in their food.
yeah, I heard there's
I'll
Ebola
try,
in
hey,
there.
all I can say is I'll
kidding.
do my part, fellas.
Yeah.
El Rancho, not show up. Oh,
But we have some really great vendors. I don't know if you want to talk about any of them in particular. Creative Curiosity.
I don't
you
know
a lot
much about
them.
any of them, so I'm
They're all very like
Vendory?
vendory.
I got a shout out to Divine Nation Creation. Those people are awesome.
Divination
There's
creation.
Yes, I don't know how to say stuff.
Yeah, how to
Yeah.
read.
Divine Nation, Divination.
I want to
Divination,
say
I think.
Gary Garden and Design. They're like probably one of the newer people.
Yeah.
I feel like they've confirmed. They do. So he does like hand wooden shelves. He can make really just anything out of anything.
Yeah.
And they do plants. You said Writer's Designs is Shelby, right?
Absolutely. That's my Beyonce. Yeah, she's gonna be out there doing some stuff. Probably some shirts, probably some crafts, probably all kinds of
Probably selling you
shit.
guys' old clothes like you always see on Facebook all the time from
You
her.
don't talk about her selling. You know how much money she makes me?
I'm totally jealous of that
she makes
stuff.
me?
I feel like I have a relationship with her just because I've seen her clothes on there. Because I see more of that from her than anybody else.
Bro, I give her shit all the time. I'm like, bro, I just bought you that. She's like, well, it's not in season anymore.
Kind of wants to be like
Yeah.
joking, like, hey, what are you getting for Jordan's underwear or something, you know?
There's way too many holes in those.
That's so hot.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm trying to get famous enough that the stains in them actually make her money, but they haven't yet. So
You
far,
just
they're
gotta
losing
rotate
their
the
money.
clothing around, right?
Yeah,
Like a truck driver, you turn inside out.
Well, we did have a lady who messaged her the other day, was like, hey, I saw you in some Victoria's Secret stuff, and she was like, yeah, she's like, I want to buy that, and she was like, okay, and she's like, do you have any more? And she's like, yeah, I have a lot, and she's like,
Like
okay,
garage sales?
I'll have it all. Yeah, because she does like
Yeah.
marketplace, and she's like, okay, she's like, yeah, I want it all, and she's like, okay, so she goes out and gets all the shit together, and she sends it to her, and she goes, here, I have it all together. Ghosted her. So she must be those taco people.
People are fickle.
She's a fucking taco
Yeah,
people.
had to have
She must make snow cones. That's all
Dude,
I'm saying.
they're probably related,
Yeah, she's related to him.
at least by marriage.
Yeah, she's a taco hoe. Taco hoe. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited about all. I mean, the fact that we're
Do
gonna
we
have a
any
bunch of
alcohol
vendors.
yet or anything yet?
Well,
It's hard to do all that, you know.
Yeah, I know
I,
you
used
have
to,
the permits.
I used to do keg beer. I used to buy a keg beer
Yeah.
on myself, and I'd sell people cups.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Like, you
guess
get
my
a cup
question.
for $5 or 2 for $3.
we used
My
to say
question to you
BYOB
is, like,
on
do
the.
you have to have any authorization from like
I don't even
where
know what that
you
means,
live
but
or
that's fine.
anything to have this event? Because it
What is
is a
BYO?
growing
What,
event.
Jordan?
Do I have to have
what does
permission to
BYOB
do on my
mean?
property whatever I want? So technically, I live in the county,
Yeah.
and there's really not any ordinance. There's no sound ordinance in the county.
Yeah.
None of that stuff. Every year, I try to call the sheriff and let them know ahead of time, and
Yeah.
I call dispatch.
Okay.
And
I guess that's
I've
more
had
what
the
I
cops
meant.
come out twice. Once, like, years ago. And everyone's like, oh my God, the cops are here like it's a high school party, you know? And I'm like, and then I used to drink heavily still. I was like, I got this, don't worry, you know? And
Yeah.
I walk right past the cop.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, you know who lives there? I'm like, you know? I'm like, I would turn around, he was an old guy.
Yeah.
And he was really cool. He's like, hey, I got noise ordinance call. He's like, I just got to call, check it out, make sure everything's okay. I'm like, yep, we're good. We're all adults here, yada,
Yeah.
yada. People stay in camp. I'm like, you want some food? We have pulled pork. And he's like, no. I don't want people to freak out and see the cop here. And he was like old.
Yeah.
He's like, I have to do paperwork in Peru. And if they call again, I won't be able to answer until like 2 o'clock in the morning unless you need me, sir. That was cool.
Yeah.
And like the last time was a buddy I went to school with, and apparently the old people called because of noise. And he's like driving through my property with his lights on, like 40, not paying attention. And he looks at me, he's like, Corey? And I was like, He rolls the window, he's like, you got to shut that shit down. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I've had 19 911 calls.
What?
And I'm acting all like, oh my, someone called and there's an emergency somewhere, or they wasted resources calling for something silly, because isn't that against the law? And he's still laying out even thicker, the cop stuff
Yeah.
on me, because he knows me, you know. And I was like, well, I didn't think there's a noise ordinance. I got 2 more bands, you know. And my drunken neighbor shows up on like a 3-wheeled Cushman car. He's like, what's going on? Love it. I was like, he says we got to shut it down. It's too loud. He's like, fuck that. There's no noise ordinance in the county. He's like going on this cop like drunk redneck. It's so wonderful.
That's awesome.
So
And that was it. He left.
I want to go back a little bit because you said you offered a cop pulled pork. That's cannibalism. That's the first thing I want to say. That's fucked up.
He was getting close to
totally
retirement, so he
missed
might
that.
be more like turkey bacon.
Okay, turkey bacon. Retirement turkey bacon. Okay,
He was old. He could be dead by now, for all we know.
Yeah, he probably is. But at least he was the cool one. The young one
Yeah,
was
the old
asshole.
old guy was the cool one, and the one I personally knew, knew, no.
Well, I do want to bring this up as well. So
Uh-huh.
you're, as a vendor, you are Creative Curiosities.
I am.
You
I am that.
you do taxidermy and oddities, art, and you also do like other arts and stuff. And if you want to know more,
All kinds of
obviously,
different
Art stuff.
they can find
Art
you.
stuff.
Cardboards.
You do other arts,
Arts.
the
Yeah.
arts.
She's autistic.
Page art.
She does the
Yeah.
art,
Autistic.
all of the arts. And you're getting the website back up.
Yeah, very hopefully soon.
I'm excited
I need
about
to,
that.
Yeah.
Very
There's
cool
so
website.
Sounds like
much.
she's just not doing it.
She's like, listen,
Look,
eventually,
Talking
yeah.
out, I can't help
No,
it.
it is. That's
My
how
whole
it.
life.
there's a journey song
only,
about it.
You know what? If someone would want to
That's
give
true.
me $130, it'd be up tomorrow. So,
Yeah, $130. Jeez.
Facebook works really well for me, and so does Google. That's about all I do for mine.
And then, of course, Marcus, you're going to be playing
Yes,
at
sir. Yes, sir.
Harvestfest with Rezin. I'm
Rezin.
excited about that, man.
Yeah, I play bass for Rezin.
How's that going?
Oh, really good. It's been almost, I guess it'll be a year this next spring. So
How are you surviving playing in a band with Jesse? Let me ask that. I'm just kidding. I love Jesse.
I know I love him too. I love to hate him sometimes, but no, we get along fine.
He's a fun guy to be around.
Oh yeah,
man.
he's the man.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the man.
He's been on the podcast before. He's going to be on in a couple weeks with Dwarf.
He was going to try to make it tonight until I found out it was full.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, this is exclusive club, baby.
Messi and I here together, that thing would be crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we talked about maybe getting the lead singer as well.
Yeah, Blake and Messi, Jesse. He'd probably be.
I'd definitely love to get you guys on soon. It's one of those things where I'm like, listen, when I got the spots full, whoever hits me up, I'm like, let me get them in here. Let's hang out. I was like, especially, and I've been obviously Corey.
Yeah, you always plug all the time to do shit, but I'm never good enough.
Yeah, fucking liar.
Gotta wait till Harvestfest.
I've been begging you to come back on
again, just the one time
once a year. One time
He's
a year, I
such a
got
liar.
friends.
Well, I mean,
He's such a liar.
It's kind of
Recluse,
funny
he didn't like
because
them
like
out.
it is one of the things I see you for every year.
Yeah, ask him about the role in my movie that ended up dying, but he was definitely in my fucking movie.
Hey, I'm down for that still.
Well, was that your
I'm
own
down.
fault?
If we end up being able to do it, you'll do it again. But
I'm a great character actor. Like,
He was hilarious.
I'm a gem of resources because I've done all the studio stuff. I've done sound mixing. I've done video and audio. I've done editing. I've done character generation. I should have got back into it years ago, and I just never did. And so, and a little bit of acting. And so, the opportunity arose to do it. And they asked me, well, Maddie, lead singer for Dwarf, approached me. He's like, I know how you feel about cops, but.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean how I feel about cops? You know?
well, we were talking about. I was like, who do you think would
We need
play
you to
a
play a cop.
hilarious, like dry? We need somebody who's super dry because we want the cop to be funny, but we don't want it to be like slapstick.
Oh, yeah.
We
Like-
want it to the jokes to be delivered super dry.
Right.
And he was like, Corey has the best sense of humor. And he hates cops, so this will be fucking hilarious. Let's get it. Let's
Yeah.
get it. To
I don't
him.
hate cops. I just complain about the bad ones that do bad shit, like you do
Of
with
course.
McDonald's employee doing something wrong. You know.
But it's funny when you like go to like cast somebody in a role and you're like, this person kind of has like an anti-affinity for this. Let's put him in this role.
I'm anti everything.
Yeah.
It was great too. Like you guys had the
That's
like the
what they told
costume,
me
but then I
earlier.
like spoofed it up a little bit. And like when I rolled up on a set, everyone like broke up laughing, like cut, we can't handle it.
Yeah.
And
It
then
was
like there's
fun.
a scene where there's I always show up as the cop. Anytime there's a cop needed, it's me. I was like, if we do this like more, like say he goes to another state or another country and he deals with the cops, it should always be me.
Yeah.
But like I'm on that team or whatever.
With the mustache, like you
you
with
know?
like a
oh yeah, that's my cousin.
hello,
so-and-so,
senor,
you know?
it's me, Corey. Hey,
Yeah. I had the blue blockers and everything on.
It's
too, so it was
Correjo.
great.
That's awesome. I like it.
Put on
Hey,
my
it's
fat coat.
Correjo. It's me, Correjo, homie.
Just say him.
I'm not a cop, but I play one on Jordan's TV.
Yeah, you play one on. But the good news is, Dwarf Momentus is releasing their album.
Yes, I'm
and this
excited.
is the lead single off of it. It's called Go. What is it?
Goldar,
Goldar. It's so hard to say. Every time I try to say it, it's like,
Goldar.
Goldar. It sounds like Russian to me. It sounds like
It's like
Ukrainian.
Power Rangers Goldar, right?
feel
Oh, yeah,
like
go
Duh.
Power Ranger.
You're trying to say it all weird.
Goldar.
I'm excited for the Shredder
You're
stuff.
trying to do
Yeah.
it that way.
It's
That sounds
all
good right
talk.
there, dude.
I've got into accents on accident today. It's
I was
just-
there when they're mixing some of the stuff
Yep.
one day, hanging out, and I've always enjoyed doing that because anytime it seems like Dwarf is doing something like secretive,
Yeah.
I've like snuck in or been there somehow. Like during the COVID shoots and stuff, I was there
Yep.
for that. I was like the only like fan of Dwarf there. I'm like, this is great. I love these guys, you know.
Yeah, I live there, so don't fucking try to feel like I was a part of it, motherfucker, dude. Let's do it. I'm trying to act
just
like
because
I'm just kidding. I love you, Corey. You're the best.
Handy.
You're one of
Handy
the.
man.
I was living there. I was like, they were recording what's Lucifist. Dude, I'm like sleeping, and if you've heard of Lucifist, it's like thrash metal, dude.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
guys
So
are
I'm
great.
sleeping. The next thing I hear is just like it's
yeah.
like nothing but crash, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. I felt
haven't seen
like
them forever.
I've never felt more get off my lawn in my life, but I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
they told me they were doing this. I just forgot.
I love Lucifist
I'm
too.
old.
They're
They're
great.
great, dude. I'm excited.
dude.
They're doing. I think they're doing a song with Dwarf. I don't know
Nice.
if it's for the album, but I think it's.
I don't know.
For,
Last time Tony's
I
like,
think
we're not
it's
going to play
on
unless you
the
do something
album.
about the
Is it?
stage. And I was
I
like, I haven't done
think.
anything to stage for years.
yeah, you gotta do something. It'll be
Are
fun.
you gonna
They put a
mow
trailer-
appropriately for my vendors?
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually just mow too.
Oh shit!
Thanks.
This whole time I've been on the picture of. We've just been talking. I've been on the picture of Dwarf. You can tell
Goldar,
I'm
yeah.
off
Well,
it.
you got to put Dwarf up there. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
Dwarf, man. Goldar, go. It's really
Hey,
funny.
Speaking of, I should have like put this out there about my business. You know,
Yeah.
hey, y'all need your tech stuff fixed. I'm inside.
Oh, yeah,
my
you got the shirt on. Go ahead,
Flux
put the shirt
Tech
on.
Solution- Oh yeah, the shirt. Yeah.
Let's see it. I'll do the close
Flux,
up.
Look.
Flux Technology Solutions
yeah.
inside of your local Meyer.
Inside of your local Meyer.
Phones, TVs, computers, laptops, all electronics.
You've never looked more like with the. You look like you opened up the
Superman stuff. Oh, like this little nipples. Dude.
Yeah.
This. I got watches too in there.
I'm trying to steer away from technology, though.
Trying to stay away from tech.
Good luck.
Kind of.
We're all
Yeah, it's
cyborgs
pretty
now.
tough
I know
nowadays.
someone tried to
cyborgs.
talk
We're
me
actually
into,
all
like,
AI
not
in here.
converting back to the 1800s, but it's
Yeah.
like really hard not to.
Dude, I had like my property was all about like living off the land and stuff, but I'm in chickens now because I finally got eaten and I got tired of killing raccoons. So I got pawpaw trees. I got like 80 pawpaw trees planted and apple trees and stuff. Of course, you'll never know about it. You'll never see
Did you
them.
say pawpaw trees? Are we
Pawpaw
talking,
trees.
Are we talking about fucking Jungle Book, Ty?
You know, when they say pawpaw in the Jungle Book, they actually mean papaya because they're dumb.
Oh, okay.
But they say pawpaw because they call them that too.
When you
But yes, I have
that
real
like-
pawpaw trees.
That's
Do
my
you
favorite
sell
part
them?
of that
What
movie.
do you
They
do with
haven't
them?
fruited yet. This is about my 6th year. I want to start a pawpaw festival.
Yeah?
Do it.
Pawpaw
I'll help
Festival.
you.
Yeah, because I used to do the farmer's market and stuff like that for years.
We're already doing the Harvest Fest, though.
Like this would be like
No,
in
you
Peru,
can-
like do like farmers market stuff, maybe
Can I
a
please help?
run and local business because make some pawpaw treats and you know.
I'm excited we're doing Harvest Festival, like, in fall this year. Like, we've kind
Yeah.
of... It kind of creeped closer and closer to, like, summer.
Hey, I named it something cool. I couldn't do the outhouse stuff because they did it, you know.
Yeah.
And the first year I didn't name it. It was just like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk, and I was just sad and depressed. And I was like married, and the wife was like, "Why don't you have a party and have your friends over?" And I was like, "Because I cut the crappy people out of my life, you know, and I
Yeah.
don't really have anyone." She's like, "Well, you know, talk to Jesse. Like, go and see them play or whatever, you know." And like the very next day at 6:30 in the morning, I run into Jesse.
Serendipitous.
I was like, "Hey," he's like, "Yeah, we could check it out." So there we go.
And now here we are, fucking 9, 10...
10
11
actually,
years.
but 9 Harvest Fest
Yeah.
and 10 total. So
Yeah, I knew there was 10, but in my head I'm like, if I
Well, if
say
you
10...
allow me to hold more festivals, I will totally
Why are we not
utilize
counting
your
one?
you
land.
can hold more festivals.
So,
if you
so
like.
why do we not?
I would
Why
love
do we
to.
not
Soft
count the one
hands.
festival?
Huh?
It wasn't called Harvest Fest.
That's why.
I would love to
Yeah.
have more festivals, and I just don't have like a place to do it.
Just throwing festivals in the middle of the woods all the time.
It's hard to do because I was doing
Hey,
everything
Dude,
myself.
why the
Down.
fuck not? Because honestly, it's so hard to find
I
any
have
venue in
resources.
Kokomo.
Oh no, I got resources.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to do
Okay.
something at like 7 Pillars.
It's not
out there at the
technically in
Miami
Kokomo,
Nations.
but yeah.
Love to do that
It's in
sometime.
Miami.
I'll
you can tell
hit you
people,
up.
come out to Miami.
That's one of my things.
Dude, I was still lost when I first
Dude,
heard it.
I
I'm
want
like,
a
what?
comedy
to
art
look it
gallery
up.
night.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I have an art gallery hookup. I have 2 art gallery hookups and that are pretty.
I know
like,
people that
and
do
for-
comedy,
They were totally
and
awesome.
actually there'll be comedy at
Why have I not
Harvest
talked to you
Fest,
sooner?
and I'll be
Some
one
of
of the
them
people
will be
doing
there, too.
comedy. It'll
yeah.
be
Well, I
me.
need to
Ours
talk.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I got to do shout outs to a couple of the bands.
Yeah, do it.
Patron.
Patron? Yeah, Patron's going to be there. They've been
They
there.
are awesome.
They're
They've been there since the beginning in
Yeah,
different
they're
forms.
awesome. I love them.
They're all great, wonderful, loving people, and they have different versions of the group, and they just get there early enough so you can see them play. I have hippie friends that show up, and they're like, it's not really my scene. I'm like, that's because you missed the cool, relaxing,
Yeah.
family-friendly stuff, you know? I mean, if you show up for Dwarf, of course you're going to hate
And
it.
they play Electric Feel. And I
You
love
show up for
listening to them play
Rezin,
Electric
really
Feel.
going to
Yeah, I tell everyone it's family-friendly until, 9-ish or 8-ish.
Till it gets
and then,
dark.
And then,
Until we show up.
It gets worse.
Then the comedy goes on and it's dick jokes, and then after that it's like dun 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 dun, and that's what it is the rest of the night.
Yes, sir.
Dick jokes.
Dick jokes. There are gonna be so many dick
It's
jokes,
like,
dude.
I don't know. It's
I'm gonna
like
be so
Canaan
offensive.
Slowly walking into hell is
That's
how the
hot.
night progresses. Is how I just pictured whatever you guys said.
I'm gonna be so
Those
offensive,
hopes.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
so hot.
I can't wait, dude. I told everybody I was like, if you're not offensive for this show, don't even fucking do it. Don't even
No,
do
that-
comedy.
The kids need to go home about, what, 9, 10?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's my weekend, so I'll tell my boy for a while for this one, too. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, he's 9. He needs to be more involved with
Does
some
he
of my
know
things
what
to
a
do.
tranny? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say.
You have a
I don't know if
9-year-old?
he's met you or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
9-year-olds
dude,
are hard.
Oh, dude, no. My boy is totally the best in the whole
Yeah,
world.
he seems
really,
cool.
really am. I'm blessed with that kid.
I thought about letting my kid come this year,
My
but then I'm
kid
doing
might be
comedy.
there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ready for that.
I'm looking for a saxophone player if anyone knows one.
Well, you're just sending
Oh,
love.
I think
my
Dwarf knows
buddies.
one.
I don't play the
throwing it.
saxophone, but if you need somebody to play the skin flute,
I know a lot of people play skin.
I did
got
too.
that.
I used to
Dude.
play trumpet. I
Yeah.
wish I had a reason to
But
pick that
I'm
up
needing
again.
a saxophone
yeah.
player here soon, so
I can't.
anyone
I used to
knows
do a
one?
little bit of sax, too. I can't do it. My hands are so bad. I mean,
Saxophone's so hard to play. I can play trumpet
do
still,
trumpet,
but
trombone, tuba,
and
baritone.
something in the
ukulele.
air, something like that, probably. That's what he needs.
Is that Phil
shout out
Collins?
to my buddy Griffin. He picked up
play
the
taps.
saxophone because he was
Taps.
bored.
You can do that scene, was it the Lost Boys or whatever, the guy with the shirtless, and he's like, the gay looking
the
scene.
ear.
Like,
Yeah,
is it Lost Boys?
he's got the chain around his neck. Fucking hot.
That's too much, dude. Sorry, Caitlin. We keep cutting you off because we're goofing.
You're fine.
Sorry, Caleb.
I'm
Being
just here.
I feel like it's the
Sorry.
Johnny Depp hat or the
Johnny Depp.
You know, what's the other guy that had the Pharrell had the hat like that afterwards?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
After what?
Pharrell.
The hat like that.
Because you're so
Pharrell.
happy.
Oh.
Cause I'm happy.
I mean, their hats
song.
are bigger, way expensive, but it's what makes me think.
You know what though? After acquiring this hat, I've like made it a goal to be like, well, if I have fuck it money, I'll go get a Stetson hat
Yeah.
or Stetson.
You know, Stetsons weren't really cowboy hats. That guy's
This
from
is
Jersey.
a Chris Eddy.
I like it.
All cowboy hats
It's
were
like
not
80
like
bucks. I bet
Is
they're
it
not.
like? Is it Eddie? Is in like Ed and Eddie? Oh my
I fucking
God,
wish.
dude. I wish that'd be cool as
Potato
shit.
toast.
that. Like a 2x4 or
That's
whatever.
what comes into my head though.
I know, right?
Like board day.
It looks cool. It's got the little what is that called? The little turquoise. Is that called? I think it's just called
This?
turquoise, right? No, the little turquoise in the turquoise. See what I'm talking about? The little turquoise.
Ah, I see now.
I think that's
She
called
didn't-
turquoise.
That's a soul collector.
She's collecting souls. I used to watch
I need
this
to start wearing
show.
bolo ties.
I used to watch this
I've
show
heard
called
that.
Like a redheaded freckles.
Roswell. Did you ever watch Roswell? There was a show. I know you like UAPs since that's like the new.
The guy in the 50s or whatever.
Well,
You
like
can't just say UFO now
Yeah,
because you guys
that's
have
the
to be
new,
like politically
political
correct.
standard. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the names of everything because it has to be politically correct now.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much stigma tied to UFOs. You know,
Yeah.
they trashed it for so many years.
Yeah, the government's making us say UAP. What's UAP stand for? Unauthorized pilot.
Unidentified Arial Phenomenon.
Okay,
There you go.
that's unidentified pilot.
I didn't,
For
even
real?
I didn't even remember it.
That just rolled off your tongue.
Yeah, things just jump out. I have no control.
No,
No, he's right though, isn't it?
Yes, I'm
that's.
always right.
I think that's.
Will you say it one more time? I didn't hear it. Right.
Unidentified Arial Phenomenon.
Aerial phenomenon. That seems
I
so
can
much
say that
harder to
quick.
say, right?
That's why they
That's
did it.
why it was a little bit like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They want to do what I did and like, oh fuck it.
I just say it real fast like that.
It's
'cause it sounds
Orwellian.
cool.
It's definitely Orwellian. They like try to make things really hard to
Have
say.
you ever seen a UAP on weed?
I'm about
There's
to
a
when
guy
I
in the
leave
bushes,
here.
man. There's a guy in the bushes. Red team go, red team go.
I'm getting ready to see some shit when I leave here. I'll tell you that.
Well, I did see that. We can get into that because you were bringing up something. Because I was like, you're throwing a festival, and every year they have that huge Burning Man festival, and Burning Man was a fucking shit show this year. And I have it on here.
Isn't it
and
always
you
a
brought
shit
up
show?
something very specific,
I'll
which
clean up afterwards,
I
too.
will bring that up as well. But I know
Nice.
there was a huge. It said
My mind
thousands
goes
of people.
two different ways.
Thousands of people remain unable to leave the Burning Man Festival in the Nevada desert after heavy rains inundated their campsites with ankle-deep
rains,
mud Saturday.
yeah.
Authorities say they are investigating death at the event. One death under investigation as thousands at Burning Man Festival confined to desert. Now, the big theory on TikTok. Now you can take it away. Let's hear it. What's the big theory?
See,
that
I
you
don't
heard?
know much about it. Like Calvin brought it up the other day. They said it was due to flooding, that FEMA came in and like secluded the area, started put up fencing, that kind of shit, and people were not allowed to leave due to an Ebola outbreak.
Yeah.
And so my mind goes two different ways. It's like, wasn't intent, because like when Calvin and I were talking about it, I was like, okay, but what are the onset symptoms of Ebola? Like,
Yeah.
how long is Burning? There's all these factors as ruling out, like, is it just a conspiracy straight up? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Well, and-
was it intentional, or was it someone went and had Ebola and then like that quickly can spread? You know what I mean?
And what's it like being on Ebola when you're on weed?
Yeah. Or-
Yeah, you're gonna
Isn't Ebola
dismiss
spread
every
by
single
mosquitoes?
fucking, like, if you've done enough drugs,
And this
of
is a
course you're
fucking
gonna get
desert.
sick and
So there
stuff.
are mosquitoes
like,
and fucking swamps for them to grow.
Well,
Ebola is spread by mosquitoes, right?
yeah.
No,
It's
no.
not. It's
It-
not
And
real.
there's no
It's
swamps
like-
there.
Yeah, it's not
it
real.
spreads.
I know. I haven't even think about it now.
It was a conspiracy theory. That's the joke.
Yeah.
It was like something that blew up on.
You know
I
what's
think if you
even,
just go there,
but
you're
you
some
know what's
pretentious
weird
douche that
though?
wants
What?
to, like,
When it
just doing a
comes to
festival.
Honestly, have you
like
ever been to
FEMA
it?
in general.
No.
So when I
haven't.
lived
I have
in
testicles.
that Holiday North trailer court,
Yeah.
right before I had moved out, there was like, because when we moved in, there was like literally all around us 4 houses this way, 4 like lots empty all
Number
around us. There were
4.
so many spaces clean and clear, for trailers. But as I was moving out, we started to see these like really rundown from FEMA's incidents, like trailers from that, and they were being moved in and renovated, and very shittily renovated, and now it's Holiday North. But when they moved them in, all of them were spray painted like just FEMA and distraught and disaster, and it was like, yeah, I don't
Secondhand
really,
trailers.
pretty fucking much, but I was like, why?
Makes me think of home.
Like,
Well,
why?
I know.
don't know.
Well, FEMA is Federal Emergency Management Authority, right?
Yes, and they pretty much handle everything.
They handle like so I know. I don't know if you guys remember the news from Kokomo that we spurned FEMA. we fucked FEMA over.
What?
You know that.
With the
Remember
baseball diamond and the
baseball
flooding.
diamond. So
and
they
the-
gave us a
yeah.
shit ton of money because there was a huge flooding disaster downtown in Kokomo where the diamond put in.
There's so much
And
water standing here. Let's put a baseball diamond.
And they said, fuck it, we're going to
If
give
you
it
build
to
it, they will
private
come.
corporation to build this diamond, and then we're going to give them incentives, tax breaks, and then never wanted to pay back. And then FEMA was like, well, sued us and said, well, you need to pay back the money because you got grants and you weren't supposed to develop on this
if you
land
build
because
it, they
of that.
will sue.
Yeah, and so we got, and that was part of why probably you saw
That's
so much
Field of Dreams
FEMA.
in
They
case you
were
didn't get it.
relocating
Right,
people
right.
into places
No,
from
you're right.
there because FEMA was, we got disaster relief funds for
Fucking-
that flooding.
God damn it.
I know. It's like people, when everything happened in like New Orleans, when everything happened with Katrina and the levees broke, that's what FEMA came in and it was like a huge disaster. When everything happened in Houston, when all that shit happened, FEMA came in. And I know a lot of people with their conspiracies, when they freak out, it's like FEMA camps. They're going to come and put everybody in FEMA camps.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
last
so
thing
they're
the
gonna take
government
over
wants to
Walmart.
do, the last thing the
Good
government wants
luck.
to do is take care of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the government's not out there thinning the herd and killing people
How do I get on this
Yeah,
grant?
no.
how else would they
FEMA
get their
money?
tax money to do their
That's
shit?
what
You know?
I want to know.
The government would much rather you go get a job and
Well,
pay
you're a
taxes,
slave,
and they don't have to
man.
deal with exactly
or
wage
be in a
slavery
prison
makes
so
way
they can
more
make
sense.
profit there. you know?
Exactly. For profit,
Keeps you
wage
happy
slavery.
making a
Right.
paycheck.
In some way, yeah. Well, the other thing that popped up was this is an endless line of vehicles and RVs
that from
that are slowly
Independence
leaving
Day?
the area Monday because that was the other day.
Looks like,
Is that from
It
Independence Day?
absolutely
the first
looks
one,
like
you
a
know?
fake
it
photo,
looks like
right?
Will Smith
Iraq
is gonna
to
show up
me.
with a-
all them
Or like remember those old
Are they
photos
like
from
from the-
Woodstock when people got out of their cars and said, "Fuck it, we're gonna walk." That's
That's
exactly
the
what it
Walking
looks
Dead
like.
set.
Yep. The Walking Dead.
This is walkers over there.
They're like, we're gonna use this to
You
film
know,
The
it's
Last of
weird
Us.
the differences in pictures when there's a panic over, like the differences
Yeah.
that
Or
people,
on
because like
weed.
when COVID, we had pictures like this, but no one. I mean, obviously this is a fucking desert. Like no one's gonna be out just randomly in a desert.
It's
but
10
like
miles deep into the desert. 10 miles away from everything.
but what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
it's just the dramatic difference of how humans
So out
can
of it.
create chaos during panic.
Well, it happens in the old bed of a lake that dried up. So that's why when they had this rain, what happened was it created this like mud. Like it created, and they couldn't
Let's
drive
add some
away.
fish.
They couldn't drive away because everything.
it's so dry it can't.
And most of these people
up the
are
water.
they have no like kind of like what you were talking about earlier before the podcast. Nobody has survival skills anymore.
Yeah,
so none of these people
or
could
common
survive.
sense because they're there.
So the rich people, like,
Yeah.
the joke is, like, Burning Man started off as, like, a commune, basically. Like, you come in, man, you live off the land, you learn how to, like, survive in, like, the harsh realities, but we party, bro. We take ayahuasca, we suck each other's dicks, bro. But nobody's gay when they leave. And then,
They
you
call
know,
that the down low.
yeah, that's what they call that, exactly. They call that San Francisco homeless. But now...
You take a shot in the mouth if it gets you a few hundred miles, right?
They call that church in Kokomo. I'm just kidding. Call that Fuel Church. I'm just kidding.
You
I'm
know
just
what the
joking. I'm
weird
just
thing
joking.
about
man, don't vote
communes,
that
out. I'm gonna make them mad.
though,
We're gonna
are-
get
Hey, we're just joking.
I'm just joking.
We're just joking.
They get
I
mad.
don't know.
That's Jordan
Communes
Grainger.
get a bad rap over
joking.
being a cult.
Yeah.
17
You don't
lots
have
of
to be a
threes.
cult.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't have to be a cult. You don't.
Most of them are though.
Yeah,
Wonder why
Bayside's
that
a
is.
cult.
Huh?
Bayside is a cult.
Bayside?
Yeah, the band. I'm just joking.
Oh.
That's what they always
Okay, look, you're talking to someone
Like
who
Bayside
literally,
High?
like,
Like
look,
Zach
man,
Morris?
my enjoyment is just going to scoop shit out of my yard some
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
kids can leave me alone, and I'm like,
Well, that's the
Stepford
point
wives.
here is now it went from being like a commune and like a fun thing that people did to like come together and have like get away from society. And now it's like rich people trying to make their life harder for a couple hours.
Isn't this the one where they had a hologram of Tupac on stage one year?
No, that was Coachella. But
Coachella.
it's
Oh.
basically the same thing. It used to be like that
Okay.
was like the same thing. It was like a
Man.
cool concert. Now it's
And
like
this kinda
rich people.
turned-
So it's
Yeah.
like, shit, I don't really care about. I never
Yeah.
will. And they can eat a dick and be in muddy
no,
water.
that's
all
not
they
the hippies. That's the yuppies. That's different. You know?
want.
did you
It's
see
like
that
Dave
Netflix
Matthews people.
not documentary, but
Friar
maybe
Festival.
it's not on Netflix somewhere. Jesus Revolution.
Yes. it's
Did
hilarious.
you watch it?
Yeah, about the
It was a crazy
evangelist.
perspective.
Yeah.
It was like, and you
Oh.
know what? I'm a terrible movie watcher, but I'm even more terrible to say I stopped watching it at 13 minutes left.
Yeah.
How did it
hang
end?
in there, kiddo.
I didn't see the end of it either.
Just like
Fuck,
Suicide
man.
Squad.
I watched like an
Yeah.
episode and I was like, I'm out.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
well,
it's the same
but
with
the
the
thing
queue.
is, it's okay. It captivated me enough where it took a crazy perspective. Like it took the Christianity God in what they believe is a god, and all these fucking hippies tripping their balls off on acid, and when they see God. So it's like these people are coming together over almost the misconception of what they believe as a god. Yeah. So then it made me start thinking, like, I've never really, like, been I'm this way of religious things, but, like, if you look up what pantheism is, it's kind of like God is all is God, but it doesn't take on human attributes or forms, and just you appreciate everything as is, and it means something, and that kind of belief system, I guess. Well, so it was a crazy perspective when you look at it as, like, I just don't think these people really, like, fully understood each other. They were probably just like, oh God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The majority of the Christian people don't even understand their own religion anyway.
No, none of them.
If they say the devil's out to get you, they're completely wrong, because that's not even how it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: the devil did go down to Georgia, and he was looking for a soul to steal.
It all started with magic mushrooms.
Back of the car.
I mean, all of it started with the magic mushrooms, and then the wine. It wasn't like we have wine now. Wine was a base where they would add different potions to the wine for different things. Yeah, and like. Tell me what you carry around a bag and you can steep it and make it go, ooh, we're having fun, other than magic mushrooms. Yeah. And if you take a look at a lot of these like old stained glass pictures from like Adam and Eve and the fruit, they are psilocybin mushrooms. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, they ate the apple. Guess what does not grow in the Middle East? Yeah. Apples.
But you know what does grow in the Middle East?
Persimmons.
Opium.
Satan.
Brown vaginas.
Well, in the back, Satan's in the back of my car waiting for me.
They definitely do. They definitely do. I was really sad because I found out that viral country star Oliver Anthony was I was sitting with the hippies and I have
no idea who that is.
He's the fudge round guy.
Who the hell is that?
You guys know what I'm talking about? The guy that went like viral for being like, the guy, the Richmond from Richmond.
I'm so lost.
Negative Ghost
What
Rider.
the fuck have you guys been doing, man? It was like the biggest story in the world.
No clue what you're talking about.
We run a podcast. We probably live under rocks.
I don't want to be around.
I work
anymore.
every day. I don't know what's happening.
No, he had the #1 song in the nation. He had a big ginger beard, and he had this song where it was basically like anti-government, but they were all saying it's a conservative anthem. But it was like
were banned.
I thought they were too, man. I'm sick of.
I had a former stepson that's a ginger.
Okay, cool. But he was a stepson gender. We all know about that.
He's cool. He's still cool though. Yeah, I mean, I'm not married to his mom, so I mean, but it's still.
So it's not because he's
still
ginger?
family. No, he's still awesome.
Oh.
I'm just saying, next year for Harvestfest, you better step it up, because I saw this and I'm like, what the fuck, Corey?
Dude, actually,
that's it. No, that's at
Huge
we're about
Indiana
to go
Beer
there.
Festival will take place inside a big corn maze. A corn maze?
I used to do that.
You did?
I had mazes and stuff my first couple years.
Really like I don't drink beer either. I don't drink at all really.
Now.
When they legalize weed, can we do it like a weed? Make a weed maze?
We're reaching.
So I looked and
see over it easily. But we're all high, so we're like, we can't see shit.
I'm down
you buy the tractor and I'll run your tractor, but we can do this. You just have to supply the tractor.
I've got a tractor. I just got to fix it, but it's a 1945 Alice Chalmers. Yeah, I need a rim and a wheel.
Yeah.
Well, I want to help you fix it because I told myself I ain't getting
tractors. I went and bought a 1945 Alice Chalmers.
Well, I don't want to get a tractor if I don't know how to fix it.
Oh yeah, I can fix that bitch all day long. I fix anything.
Well, you know what? I'm like really fighting the urge to like not go try to find a donkey and a carriage.
Donkey.
Yeah.
But
then it's like when you want to move
with a donkey.
You're going to plow my ass?
I mean,
you're going to plow my ass?
I was going to say donkey
how the pig went.
I decided not to.
I could saddle up the fucking donkey and ride it around town. Isn't that the most Kokomo shit you've ever heard of?
Depends on how you ride it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. What
put the saddle on its belly underneath and it's...
Oh, God damn it.
Just hang on to it, like, for dear life. Like, oh, my God.
I'm digging it, man.
I love
much worse.
Donkey on,
Look, I went through Shipshawana, and one of the, like, someone would with their car, they had a buggy out for sale. And I was like, Cassie, we really might need to pull over.
Just for that buggy.
If a donkey can pull, like, look, this is a whole conversation.
I've actually plowed with a horse and plow though, and it's much.
I don't have enough land.
Before you got here, this girl was like literally on the phone, like yes. And then she put her phone down and she was like, I might have just closed a deal on 2 goats. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
I like Nubian goats.
I'm like, what are we dealing with?
Butterfat content.
Let's ignore the fact that my glasses
are we sacrificing them? What are we doing?
Yeah. No.
No, I forgot all about that. Thank you for reminding me.
That's insane.
Nubian goats.
I'm gonna have
Now we're talking 2 goats and a donkey.
Well, look, $135 or $130 for the website. $125 is what he was like $140 for these 2 goats. They're about 2 or 3 years old. They're very like leash trained kind of fucking goats. Goats I need.
Are they kids?
No, they're grown.
know what they
But
call 'em?
look, man, the
Pizzagate?
loophole I
Aren't
found.
baby goats kids?
Goatsagate?
Aren't they called kids?
Yes.
Am I
Look,
crazy?
the loophole I found with my yard is like, okay, the way it is,
2 hooves per acre.
I planted some flowers, okay? I haven't cut my yard, my grass at all year.
I'm gonna come see the farm.
Yeah, you would.
Will you?
It's very noticeable.
Caitlin,
come see it.
Katelyn, will you please just for the world right now? Will you list off the amount, like every single animal, but like the variation? Will we start from like that? You have a dog.
Well, that's list. Okay, look,
dog?
I'll go through it.
Okay.
I've done this
I used to have
before.
chickens,
2
but
dogs.
not anymore.
No, don't
11
do every single individual because I feel like that will take forever.
No,
I've
it's
dogs
not.
and
It's
cats.
not.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
go
look,
ahead, go
2
ahead.
dogs,
Raccoons,
2 cats,
coyotes,
a leopard gecko,
Bigfoot.
a ball python, snake. I've got like 3 layer hens I call the Powerpuff Girls.
Trouser
There's
snakes.
Georgia Matilda, my white Chinese geese. I've got
Do
3
they speak
mute.
Chinese?
No, they're really annoying and
know
George's
that.
a dick.
We don't know that for sure.
I've got 3 mute
They use skulls and
swans.
Rs
I've got 2
incorrectly.
Indian runner ducks, 2 blue Swedish ducks, and a couple
And so how much property
layers.
is all this on?
Do you have raccoons?
Like,
you said
No,
If you
Groundhogs?
have ducks and stuff, you'll have raccoons
I- Yeah,
for
eventually.
sure.
Uh-huh.
All them, yeah.
groundhogs.
I have a groundhog still.
we're trying to get
Technically.
rid of the ground.
Okay, but they're
So how
there.
much land we talking
They're
here?
there.
And you're about
like
to have goats?
a little half an acre,
And where's this at?
like right by the ball stadium.
She's like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
middle of downtown
So-
Kokomo.
Yeah.
So you're like
In downtown
way
Kokomo.
over.
yeah,
Okay,
like
awesome.
when your pig
She's
gets
in downtown
out, you're
Kokomo.
gonna get
Awesome,
fined.
dude.
You're
This is
way
down
over
to
I'm
code.
coming to the farm.
You're way
The
over
farm in the
code
middle
on
of
that
downtown
shit.
I'm gonna party at the fucking
You think?
farm.
You know
Oh,
what
wait.
though? There's no code for the
I
Hooves-
promise.
hooves per-
I'm gonna
per
send
area.
you the video.
per chicken.
Hooves per. I don't know about chickens, but hooves per area
Oh,
is what
shit,
they talk
it's
about.
gonna be
That's so
great.
fun.
2?
This is gonna be
2
great.
goats.
I think I don't know. I don't. Kokomo's
You know
different,
what?
you know.
You know what? They ain't saying shit. That Beldaman chimes
Not
into
now.
my yard and wakes up my fucking rooster, and they want to play their loud ass speakers all night.
Yeah.
They have 30 minutes worth of fireworks twice a week all summer.
I thought you were gonna say like 30 Mexicans in their house. I was like, holy crap, she's really giving it to
No,
these
like
people.
Hey,
no.
just-
When you
we
really
like
think about it,
Mexicans.
That's
look,
2
I
heartbeats
live
per row.
across the
I
street
love
from
them.
a slew of
I
love
fucking
'em.
like
I could use some Latin
crazies.
ladies
I
in my
can't
life.
get. Okay, I'm gonna say this word, and I know I'm saying it wrong. Birra? Is it birra?
Yeah.
Birra?
What's
Yeah.
that? What-
Tacos?
Yeah.
Birra?
Yeah.
Those
What's
fucking
birra?
tacos are so good. Have you ever birra tacos? Dude,
Oh,
you're
that-
missing out.
is that the
dude.
food
Dude,
truck?
I will eat the plates.
They're
that
like
come
the
on.
taco.
That's how
They're
good
like
they
little
are.
tacos, but they have like shredded beef in them, and then you dip them in
You know
this
what?
like.
Have you ever had veal? You know
Oh
what
yeah, yeah,
veal
like a
is?
baby calf. Yeah. I will fuck the shit up out of it.
There's like a veal farm out in Marion. It's
the
really
Grove
eerily
veal,
sad
like a
to
farm?
drive past.
I felt a
Because
woman.
how do you call a cow?
Did you
place
say?
a
Did you
farm?
say if I felt a woman?
Yeah,
I
grow.
have. All right, I've had a kid. I have
Oh,
kids.
sorry.
Not
I
while
just terms,
having
you know?
veal at the same time.
Yeah.
We're not that fancy.
Have
We
I
have to kill our
have
cows
I
when they're old.
veal
But
off of
it-
a lady? Yes, I have. If
It's
you're asking
so
me if I
fucked
make
up,
veal,
though.
You
Have
can't say you
passed
farted
that
till you've
out
done
there?
that.
No.
It's like it's like over a dozen like giant dog houses, and there's like baby cows strapped
I've seen
inside.
those cows houses before somewhere. I don't know Gilead, I think.
Like out
Sounds
in Marion,
delicious.
and well, it's sad.
oh yeah,
It's so sad.
But it's
Why?
It's so eerie. Like they've got all their farmland, they've got like their grass
Yeah.
field, and like, but it's like a dozen dog houses
I have
with
no
baby
feelings.
cows.
I have
It's
no
like you gotta
feelings
meet your
about
baby
it.
cow
I'm like
before you eat
Jordan,
it.
I really don't have too much
No,
feelings,
but
so-
like
I don't kill 'em,
Think about it like this.
so I
though.
can't really- I'm
Their
not gonna-
meat
Yeah, I don't like
is
killing
only
stuff,
that
except for
great
people.
because
All I know
of
is
their neglect.
if I couldn't get it and there was a cow next door, I would eventually kill that cow because I would miss beef.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but the thing is, like, think about it like Wagyu steak, Kobe beef. Like those are
Not saying I'd
grass
like to
fed,
do it,
full
but-
grown like
Yeah,
cows. These are only good because of the neglect being.
Well, just think of it this
Shown
way: they
upon
don't have
them.
to suffer as long.
Like a true kid.
It's actually a
Wow.
blessing.
well, it's the
Yeah.
same. Listen, that's how
neglect us best, right?
Caitlin, that
Shows them
but
true character.
Listen,
Right.
if you've
I like
looked at
positive reinforcement
we're gonna be
through
doing
negativity.
Harvestfest, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have 4, maybe 5 comedians there, right?
No veal.
The only reason we have good comedians is because of neglect. Okay, so obviously,
Right,
like, we
it's
have
true.
good-
It's actually
the
true.
only reason we have good comedians. So the fact that we have funny comedy is because of neglect.
I'm not saying it's not good meat.
and I do
I'm
want
not
to bring
saying
up
I
the fact
wouldn't
that one of
eat
my
it.
favorite comedians on the planet, Shane Gillis, on Tuesday, his newest special, Beautiful Dogs, just dropped. So if you ever want, Beautiful Dogs, it's probably a terribly misleading.
I've never heard of this
name.
guy.
Shane Gillis.
I haven't
He has a
either.
free special on YouTube if you check that out as well. It's probably got one of the funniest opening jokes in the history of
Nice.
comedy.
Because if I had to
love
pay
it.
for something on YouTube, I'm never going to watch
Oh,
it.
it's free. It's free.
He's like,
It's
"I've never
free. If you have to pay for, I pay for something on YouTube all the time. You don't pay for YouTube?
No, I never.
You
I
guys
don't pay
YouTube?
for any of my
Ever.
shows.
I pay for the lack of
You
ads.
pay for a lot of things.
Just
I would
bring in
never
a
pay
Fire
for.
Stick to
ads.
me at my store, and I'll do a hack on there for it.
Oh,
For
hey,
$40.
we're just playing about
Didn't
that.
one of you
We're just
like
joking.
pay
He
to
didn't
get
say that.
verified?
What?
Didn't you get paid? Don't you pay to get verified?
No,
or
they
something?
pay me to be verified.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
You are
How?
verified.
What do you
I'm
mean?
verified because I make enough money off of videos that it pays for my verification.
Okay.
Cut off there, yeah.
Really? Is that
Yeah.
what OnlyFans is working out really well?
No, my
Yeah, why
OnlyFans.
haven't you taken that upon yourself to like advertise on your ass instead of just the back? Of
My
your vest?
OnlyFans is which one?
I don't know. You said you made a status. You were like, everyone's just watching my ass at work. Like,
have a
why
great
aren't you just
OnlyFans.
giving?
Well,
your links
because I
that
have
way?
my this. If you're talking about my beautiful vest, I will
Yeah.
show you. This is my vest at
I
work.
work right across from him almost all day.
That'd be great for dumpster diving. That'd be nice.
No, I'm saying like, okay, you see me at work, right? This
Beautiful
is
ass.
official.
Beautiful.
Leave it
I
alone.
bend over, right? All the time. I have to bend
Beautiful.
over and grab these fucking
Magnificent.
carts and put them in these things.
Magnificent
And
ass.
everybody's walking by all the time, and while I'm bending over, it's constant. They're just like looking at me, and I'm like,
They're like, girl.
happy birthday! Here's some cake. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want? Like,
Are you handing
every
out
time,
like that?
I'm like, geez, I don't know what to do
You know,
because
when
it's
you
like they're
think
staring
of,
at
like,
me.
Dressing for
I told him,
the
I
part,
said,
like,
if you
can
were
just
wearing
do
a
about
G-string, they
anything
might
if you
quit
look the
staring
part.
so much.
You can get away with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One
Oh,
time
yeah.
I showed it to my grandma's and my sister was swimming. She's like, "Why do you look like a construction worker right now?" And I was like, "Do I?" My mom will ask me on a daily basis why I'm wearing my boots, and I'm like, "Have you seen what I do every day?" Like, it's not like going to a factory or I'm not going to someone else's
dress like I
farm,
work
but I
at a
got
kill
my own
floor.
shit.
Yeah.
Go to church.
Well, I mean, if you
I'd
keep,
wear my muddy ass little boots to church, and that's like
Half
that's
of
the
church.
only shoes I really have.
I have to wear fireproof clothes if I go into churches.
what would you wear to rob a jewelry store
Me,
or like a pawn shop? Well, this is what this guy wore.
I don't
Tell me
know.
what you think.
I fucking love it. That's awesome.
You don't even need arms anymore. You just fucking
Dude, that's
show up.
great.
He's like, look, motherfucker, I got
He's
my.
not spinning
Wow.
around.
Listen, man,
that's creative.
I'm
I
cock
think
sit
the
back
only-
and everything.
I think
dude.
the only problem
You know
with
what,
this,
though?
I think
What
the only
state
problem
is
with
this?
this scenario is,
the state of amazing.
The
well,
fact
it's
that those
how
customers
many
are
people do you know
underestimating-
can hold a gun with his feet?
Yeah.
I think there's going to
One
be
for
very
sure.
few out
Those
there.
people are
Who?
very underestimating his
I
ability
don't say
at
name,
that
but he went to my
moment.
school. Yeah,
agree.
his,
Yeah.
his hands were like really tiny, and he wrote and draw with his feet and everything. And
Yeah,
stuff.
was it weird? Like I mean, obviously amazing.
He had really
let's,
chapped-
let's say
he had
amazing.
really chapped lips all the time. I remember
Yeah.
How
that.
the fuck can that not be weird?
I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
He can write. He can read and write with his feet.
Could not-
Like,
could
could
not
not put on
work.
chapstick.
Right.
He's over
Could
here
you imagine?
with Carmex fucking.
He's got his big toe and a fucking thing of Carmax. That'd be fucking
Hey,
rough.
you know, some things.
Oh, you gotta tell me.
That's horrible, dude. I don't know if you guys saw, but the anniversary this week of
I was there, I saw
Thursday,
it.
September 7th is the
Been
20th
20 years
anniversary
ago.
of the
Just wish I was
implosion
the one
of the
that blew it
ever
up.
popular Kokomo gas tower. It
What's
was
funny and
387 feet tall. It was one of the tallest structures in Indiana. This was from John Williams and I Remember When in Kokomo, Indiana. Sorry, I just want to get through that. Then you guys can talk shit.
I was flying a Cessna airplane around
Yeah.
that area at the time. I lived in Anderson and worked at Menards and was taking flying lessons.
What were
And
you doing, Caitlin? Do you remember what you were doing lunch today?
I don't remember what I was doing. I just remember when I was at Northwestern in elementary school, before it was blown apart or whatever, they had us do like those simple little kid projects, but it was to make your own gas tower.
Oh, yeah.
And they like had us do the checkers at the top.
You said you were down there, Marcus?
I guess I
but
remember
I was
watching
on
it go
drugs,
down though.
So I don't
was
really
there.
remember that
You
much
don't
about
remember?
it.
You were flying around it?
Yeah, I was in, taking flying lessons.
You guys want to know what I was doing? Waking up that
Not
morning
dirty.
after losing my virginity.
Oh, awesome! Yes.
I became a man the day
Come on,
this happened.
yes, guys.
I became a man today.
I hope like the same time it exploded.
Happy anniversary, man! Happy
This morning.
Sorry, all
You
these
really
things.
can't
Sorry.
beat that. Like,
Sorry, Caitlin, what were you saying?
Up.
Oh, I just was wondering if dudes regularly like remember a date like that.
No, I don't. But every time somebody posts this, I'm like, "Yep, that was the day." Because I remember this is what happened.
Like, look up to your left
It was
and
after
smile.
Is this more
midnight.
TMI shit? Because I've known a little bit too much about you today. Like, I was not expecting
The great explosion.
everything.
To be fair, Caitlin, I posted on this post that he posted.
Yeah.
I was like, I became a man this day. I said, fun fact. I
that
also
could kill a deer.
I said,
That could mean
about the
get
post-
baptized.
I said
That could mean a lot of things.
I said, fun fact. I also
I'm
became
totally
a man this
baptized.
day.
I'll marry some people.
I said, fun fact. I also became a man this day. No, like I remember because like I fell like it had happened that night, like after midnight. I went to sleep, and in the morning, I woke up to boom, and I was like, "What the fuck was?" Everybody was like, "What the fuck was that?" And somebody was like, "Oh, they blew up the
orgasm.
gas
Hey, it's
tower."
just Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's first time.
I was
Boom.
like, no, what happened? What happened? What you guys really want to know happened? I farted and all the cum came out. Oh, you guys thought
No, because I've been thinking, what's the lucky guy's name? You know,
I was gay all along. Oh,
That's hot.
you guys thought I was the one.
hey, I have no problem if you're gay at all.
I know
that's
you
totally
don't.
Cool. And
I know
if
you
are,
don't.
that's
You've been
awesome.
waiting for me to say it just so you can make your move.
I tried to get on the
motherfucker.
board
I know.
for Kokomo Pride, but they
know.
didn't like it
Kokomo
because I was a
Pride.
straight man,
They don't like me either.
and they lied to me too. The lady on the board, like every trip, lied to me about
Dude,
it.
listen, this is a safe space to
So-
talk shit about Kokomo Pride because
What?
we love
Oh,
them
yeah,
and we
straight
were
up lied
so
to me.
nice to
What
them
are
and they were
you
never nice to
talking
us.
about
I have no
specifically?
clue.
Pride.
What do they
Yeah,
lie to you
I know.
about?
They had
I
a
don't even know
sit-in
what
for a
Kokomo
board.
Pride is. What the fuck
Okay.
is
Well,
that?
It's gay
They
stuff.
didn't want you on it because you're straight.
I would assume so. I mean, well, else would straight up lie to my face about stuff.
What did they lie to you about?
Oh, I interviewed really well because I've been on boards in Michigan and different
Yeah.
things, and I've been trying to get on a board and help the community out because I've been
Mm-hmm.
like a real serious boards compared to some
A
of the
huge
boards out
outlier,
here.
yeah.
Some
Yeah.
of them not so whatever here, and I'm like great ideas. I'm a good person. I have a lot of connections, so I want to really help
Yeah.
out. My skills are being wasted, and they can
Yeah.
be utilized in a much better format.
Like I
Yeah.
said, we need to talk.
And I
later.
thought, here I am going to help these people out. I'm going to make the stuff grow up and make it do better. And she's like, well, just our president stepped down too, and blah, 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 blah. And when she interviewed me, she's like, I have to present this to other board members, and they're going to call you and probably do a formal interview with you, and yada, yada, yada. And I never heard back from her at all. And when I called her a few days later, when she called, she's like, oh, yes,
You
we'd
weren't
already made
gay
our
enough.
decision.
You weren't gay enough.
Yeah.
I never asked my sexual orientation with them, though. I mean, it shouldn't matter, right?
I don't think they can legally ask you that. Can
I don't
they?
think so either. I
Yeah.
mean, it's...
They're
In
not allowed to
my-
make.
They
They're not
can
allowed to
feel
make
it.
any
They can
hiring
feel you're
decisions.
not-
No,
based
but
off
they can
sexual.
at least ask. I'm pretty
No,
Well,
they
they could at
can't.
least
They legally
they could at least follow
Any
through
hiring
with a
for
professional
anything.
format. though.
hiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They should, if they were smart, they would have followed through with the.
Like when I tried to get on the school board, they already had the person picked out ahead of time that they wanted in there, because the person would step down and they could pick whoever they wanted.
Yeah.
And I interviewed. I had I had the superintendent on my side. I had the vice superintendent on my side.
was
like
the
both
interview
doing for
weird
me
at all?
for the Pride?
Were they
or
like,
the-
do you feel sexy right now?
No, it was just one lady, and it was a really well interview, and I talked, legitimately about everything.
Have you ever
and
worn
so I could help.
assless chaps? No, they ask a bunch
I
of
don't like
leading gay
chaps.
questions.
I don't like wearing the chap stuff. I never.
They
What
just
do you,
wanted to-
what do you think about a
They
grown
couldn't
man
ask if he was
naked?
gay, but they kept asking like questions around it.
I'm like, I'm not all the way gay.
Yeah,
Right.
like what do you think about just the tip at least?
I blacked out that night. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go camping? Is that whole joke? Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that
Wake up and your butt hurts. Would you tell anybody?
That's what they said at the end, and you're like, ugh. You're like, I've went camping so many times. and
No,
it's
but they
never
gave me a
happened.
payday and sent me on my way.
Yeah, yeah. That sucks, man, because I think you would have been really helpful on there, for real.
Yeah, and I'm not like against them for it. I just hate that I got lied to.
But
like that.
they probably also did like a background check and saw you were friends with all of us and hate us. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't admit to any of that stuff.
Okay, but they
Do they
say
actively tell
all.
you
I
that
don't
they
admit
hate
to
you?
that.
no, they do.
I would never
They all
admit
hate
to
us.
any of that.
They somehow decided. They all decided somehow, based off of posts that
Yeah.
we've made, not
We've
knowing
talked-
us at all.
Well,
It's
we've
an
talked about that
algorithm,
before, yeah.
really.
And it's a lot of organizations in town
Yeah.
have decided they don't know the truth. They
I
don't know
know.
that one of our members actually has a trans kid.
Yeah.
They have no idea the truth of what we are. One of our members are actually, I won't get too deep into it, but one of our more than one of our members have trans or
Yeah.
LGBT kids.
Yeah, I'm totally for
And one of our
promote that
members is
stuff.
fully
Well, I
an
don't really
LGBT
care.
member.
I don't
Yeah.
have time to think about stuff
LGBTQAI
like that.
plus, member.
Yeah.
So it's like it really
Everybody should be
frustrates the
treated how
shit
they
out of
feel.
all of
I-
us
I-
because
Yeah.
we were
Whatever.
so
I respect
I
everybody.
respect
openly
anybody that
supportive,
respects me.
and they
Yeah.
were just so spurnful. They spurned every event because we were like sharing their stuff. We
Yeah.
were a part of it, and they just kept ignoring us. We asked them to come on the podcast. They ignored us. Everything they did was
Yeah,
they just.
they're just the
And not
typical
to
board.
be so shitty because
where they'll
I've
sit on
been
top
here my
and,
whole life, but like
act like
Kokomo's really hard
royalty.
to work with
Yep.
in almost every single fucking aspect.
You know,
I try
there's
to
so many
involve
people that are
myself in.
willing. There's a lot of people that are willing, but
Yeah.
then there's a lot of people that just turn their noses up at
Right.
you.
A board
Well, I mean,
like
like,
that
knowing
should be
someone like-
open,
Open.
and they should be loving and caring, just
Yeah.
like the
A
whole
lot of
Christian
people
church
try
should
to
be.
tip.
But in my experience,
little bit.
boards in this area, they want the same old turds on there that know other people to rub elbows with,
Yeah.
and they can tell everybody else what to do, and then never show up to volunteer and help out
Yeah.
with it. And
they just want to sniff each
want
other's
that.
farts. That's the truth. Like they just want to be
They're-
able to
they're
sniff each other's
worthless,
fucking farts all night.
Like, great, you're on the board for the hospital, but you're a realtor,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's
really helpful.
Really well, you know.
That's helpful. Are you going to help us acquire more hospital
Funding.
like different funding or no?
Property.
I just really I know people that are going to help you get things outside of the hospital.
No, I played golf with a couple people. And
Yeah.
That's why I got on the board instead of someone else.
It's literally just a stepping stone to the next thing. These people, that's all they treat it like. It's unfortunate. I mean, we talked a little bit about that on the previous podcast with a different guest, and he asked us, what's your next goal for the Kokomo Press? And I'm like, that's a great question, and I get asked that a lot of times. Like, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do?
dick and fart jokes.
And I'm like, we have so many great ideas.
I'm still down to do this comedy troupe thing. I've kind of faltered in a lot of ways.
I want to do
I
it.
want everyone to be like joined together and like have like a union of all of the groups together.
Brian and I had
make
a
it thing.
conversation about something that
When you say
and
groups,
you were brought
what
up.
do you mean by that?
Everybody, because I'm like mixed with the Outhouse people, like
Yeah.
the Kokomo Press people, and
Okay.
then like
We're all incestual.
and I mentioned it's like a few other random
Can
people,
I have
and
my
they're
group?
basically
Can I
like
be
whatever
like
you do,
my
Corey, we're
leader
in.
of my little group of vendors?
Yeah, I mean,
I can have a vendor
I'd like us to be able to do
group.
like videos.
You are,
and
Katelyn. Do you not
comedy
notice
skits.
this?
Well, I just
Did you not see yourself
we
get
needed
brought
to make
in?
it official.
I'm coming to
Haven't
the
you,
goddamn
planned a
farm.
There's
party
nothing
yet or
nothing. Listen,
Fuck,
listen,
man,
Katelyn.
I need an award.
Nobody makes anything official. You just keep get brought back. Have you not
Okay,
noticed?
well, fine. I
But
also
like, we need
asked
to have a
be
comedy
there,
troupe with the official
Jordan.
name of Kokomo to like
Yeah.
more nationalize, and then
Can we call it Pride? I'm just kidding. Kokomo Pride.
We
Yeah.
can maybe fit pride in
someone
that.
said,
I
wasn't
can't
you
even
that said
tell
the
you how many
KKK,
meetings
the
we've,
Kokomo something or other? And I was like, probably not the three Ks.
I think it was
Kokomo.
Brian, but I won't take any credit for
The
that.
Pride Clan.
No, it was Ryan.
I always thought like something with crossroads would be cool, but the church took that.
Well, we said something about we were talking about doing like a kids podcast, and they're like, let's call it the Kokomo's Kids Club, or something like that. We're like, oh no,
Nambla?
let's not do that.
Mambling.
Oh, fucking damn it. This podcast is gonna get demonetized
Oh, big
immediately.
time, dude.
This podcast isn't getting anywhere this time.
I only know because of South Park.
I know,
The
except
Nambla,
that-
the national.
No,
men
don't
boys.
say all of the
No,
words,
no, no,
please stop. Stop it. You motherfucker. You know what that is? Caitlin's like,
What?
No, see, she's so innocent.
It's a derivative of
She's
the
gonna have to look it
Boy
up when
Scouts.
she's
I think.
Yeah, it's a
now.
Or the
derivative
Catholic
of the Boy
Church or Boy Scouts or something.
Boy Scouts, Catholic Church,
Yeah.
drag story time, all those weird.
By the
things.
way, I am a reverend, so if you ever need any weddings or funerals, speaking of the Nambla stuff,
I had a. God damn it. Elvis Presley. I had a guy hit me up a while back because he was trying to. He does like character weddings. Oh. And he was trying to find a way to like market it, and I was like, I racked my
tag
brain.
people can do it. Tag.
Character
There's a
wedding?
group of people with tag organization where they rent Spider-Man out and they have a handler and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They'd probably be involved with something like that.
But
they
he
charge
does
a buttload of money.
Like, he dressed up as like a stormtrooper or like Darth Vader, and then he does your wedding, and I'm like, it'd be so hard to do that here. I mean, Indy
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, bigger
but
cities have to market
Kokomo
something
would be
like that.
hard to do.
It's
I
hard
was thought
to
about getting the
market
bike blessings.
really unique things.
You have a unique perspective on that. for
Well,
sure.
I mean, I've seen other people, and it's surprising
Just get yourself
enough.
a red hat.
What do you say?
Get yourself a red ball cap. You'll be able to market stuff anywhere in the city and town.
Really?
Oh, really? Make
Yeah.
America great again?
Yeah, like the MAGA people.
Oh shit.
That's all
See,
I
I don't know.
I
Not
don't-
with her stuff.
Well, I've known
gotta
some
pretend a
people
little
keep
bit.
asking me, "Oh, did you do the oddity things that they?" I know other people that tried to do these oddity festivals here in Kokomo.
Logansport would be good for that.
Yeah, everywhere with fucking Kokomo, pretty much.
Well, you gotta know
Like,
where it's at. They have a whole store there that's done really well.
my goal would be to have a store. It's really like I've learned I have the support. It's more of like the hardest part I run into when it comes to dealing with like, because I've got this whole list of like 100 different artists, whether or not every single artist shows up to every event, those kind of things. But I have at least 100 artists on this contact list at this point, and it's really hard to, I would say at least 25 of them off the top of my head very much play into, how do I want to phrase this nicely, like jealousy, but like in a weird, like, if I'm here, I can't do
It's
this with
overworked
you.
competition, yeah.
But like
could make
my
absolute
whole
competition.
We need to get
mentality,
together. I can make it happen for you.
well, my mentality is to make like, I mean, to have a artist gallery type sales overlap a comedy show where you're benefiting every part of the event, like the artists, the customers, the comedians.
Hey, I have
the,
an idea. We have something going on, so
I can totally help you with that.
we got something.
We're
coming
good
up.
crossing
I know.
streams.
We
I know.
have something coming up too.
Do you
that
know
I-
why I've been trying to set up these meetings and we're
I know.
always too busy?
It's
These
not
are-
that we're
these are
too
why I
busy. It's
need
that
to-
we both have kids.
Well,
and shit.
that's being busy, man.
Yeah,
what
you're right.
else do you call it?
Listen, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. You know, sometimes when I go to
That's what
make
I
a
call
meeting,
busy.
this is what I look like. I go to make a meeting and I'm like, or I'm like this right here.
Well, you
Wait,
know how many
so-
weeks in a row I've been like telling you like,
we're
I'll
got
have a
Mitch
list
McConnell, gotta
together
keep going
for
about
you,
artists.
and look,
Right.
I'm here and I don't have my list or anything.
Look at him. He's like, I don't.
So Mick Jagger is 80 years old.
Yeah.
And has done drugs
Yeah.
and numerous people his whole life, men, women, whatever. And he still goes on tour and dances around the stage and sings the whole damn show.
Yeah.
And they get Mitch McConnell, 81, conservative Christian.
Yeah.
Look what fucking happens to you.
Yeah. Look at him. Also, Jimmy Buffett fucking died.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's all right.
Yeah, but
No,
you
I
know,
like Jimmy
did you guys see this one? This was fucking
We
crazy.
stayed
Buffett
at
was on the set of Star Wars,
Margaritaville
though.
when we went
I made
to-
that concert. I didn't know if you guys would see me.
And then we lost Steve Hartwell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Isn't that Guy Fieri or whatever?
No, it's Steve Hartwell from
Smash Mouth.
I know who it is.
No, that's literally Guy
That
Fieri.
is Guy Fieri, though.
That's Guy
They
Fieri.
they looked
That
like,
one CD.
He went to
man,
Flavortown, I heard,
Got a lot
so.
of memories with it.
God damn. I'm sorry.
Hot
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I get it,
agree.
Caitlin. We're gonna figure some shit out, dude. It's gonna happen. It's been fucking
Well,
hectic.
the thing that is my biggest dilemma, and it's not
Is
necessarily.
it Nelly featuring Kelly Rowland?
Yes.
It's fucking okay. So like, look,
love
when
you.
you look at, so my family used to own the event center, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked
I
about
remember
this
that.
before, right? Where a place that large is
Johanning?
very hard, to have a set and setting. But then you also get like, I don't know, the Hobson. These very intricately well done places that it's like, if you're gonna just hold your art alley show, go find an alley.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're going to take yourself seriously, hold ticket sales, these kinds of things, but also give the artists that are visual and performance, or even like you know, any of the artists I know that like can do these things, have a gallery time that overlaps into like a opener, like doors open this time. And then, you know, it's just kind of like all the scheduling is how I'm kind of rambling on.
Does it need to be formal?
I want
it-
it to be formal.
Yeah.
I would like it to, I want to have maybe more of relaxed, but then also formal, because when you hit winter time, you don't find anything to do. And then all the things I see are like mainly art outdoors. And if there is indoors, it's very small scale. It's hard to organize, but you're also like all the
It's the
artists
spaces
involved.
available, the size and the spaces.
Yeah,
available
the spaces are really hard to come by. Like
Yeah.
there's the venue at Brookstone off of like Center Alto out there.
Yeah.
That's the closest one where it's not necessarily strictly like what I would say a wedding venue.
Yeah.
Like what's the place by Posterific or owned by them?
yeah, I don't
You
know
know,
what it's
I've
called.
been in certain areas where it's like these places, if you're going to book it, you have to go a certain direction to make your profit, where you're going to, like, maybe not a profit even, just like get your money
Profits,
to
two of
re-budget
them.
into it.
Yeah.
You know, like have enough. But then it's like people don't always, you always hear about these like adult proms or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not an
I love
adult
adult prom.
prom. Like it's something other
love
than
any
this
party. I
to
don't
like
give a shit
get
what it's
dressed up
called.
for, to go have
Yeah.
a date night for, and things like that.
I think a gala would work, but
Yeah.
it's just it's very.
Kokomo's hard to do stuff
It would
like
be
that in.
super fucking hard to do a
People
gala.
are
Cruise getting
also,
easier, though.
the vendors I have are, it's like a lot of them, I have like a very small amount that went from like, I have an older lady that has done like the artworks gallery her whole life, and like very gallery type styles, like very formal paintings, that kind of thing. So then now in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, she's ventured into vending, and
Yeah.
that's opened a whole different world for her.
Yeah.
So it's like the majority of the people I know and have for vending is like
slime and
they want to make
rock
those
candy.
sales. So it's, I
balls.
need to, as my position for the whole thing, figure out how these artists are going to be able to also have for sale their best work as a like display, because that's what I struggle with.
Yeah.
I have like 200 items in my inventory, so if I can fit all 6-foot table of all these items, you know, I can do that. But am I showcasing what I show the best of, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to be able to have artists make their sales, advertise for themselves,
Nodding
but
off.
also show off their best work, and maybe those best works are
Come on,
going
man, hang
to
in
get
there.
a sale, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times I'm putting out these statement pieces that are worth like $300, $400, $500, but then you're only making the sales on the $10 items.
I have no idea
know?
what you just said.
I think
I've tried to
You
follow
probably
that
don't like
you gotta
follow
have.
But I
vendors.
would be able to follow it. I mean, I totally can like I have Mojo, so I can.
When
help
I
with
say
some
it's
stuff,
a learning
and he's got
curve,
stuff
like
too.
I hate it because artists don't see it as like I've always had this thought of like I need to eventually have a meeting. That's why I'm trying to get my offices at home, trying to coordinate them better because I want to be able to offer art, not necessarily classes, but like a meeting every once or twice a month where people can come if they have the time, and if they don't, they can try to make the time for the next one.
I've got some people that are doing stuff similar like that already. And,
Really?
Some of the artists and galleries in Peru.
Yeah.
I'll hook up with some people at Harvestfest. Just remember.
Yeah.
You'll
In
do
Peru,
well. Well, so
do you know like Patrick Redmond?
yeah, Patrick will be there.
Yeah.
Patrick's in.
No, I know Patrick. I
Patrick's in
worked with
Patron,
him
yeah.
on the Miami Festival thingy.
Right.
They just did.
Yep.
Yep.
He's one of my
That
people.
was they. What's her? Rochelle, I think.
Yeah.
She asked me to be a part of it.
Yep,
So
Patrick's good people. He'll be.
Yeah.
He's in Patron. The
Swayze?
band. He'll be there. And
yeah, he's really
Dirty
cool,
fucking
dude.
Aaron
dancing? Are we
Jones.
talking about dirty
I love
dancing?
his
Don't
demeanor.
get
He
me
reminds
started.
me of the
Nobody
science
puts
teacher,
baby in a
but like
corner.
hippie style from Stranger Things.
He's a school teacher, so
I
that
know,
worked out.
it
He was a
worked
chocolate
out.
Stranger
teacher for a
Things?
while.
Who's from Stranger Things?
So
No,
you know the scientist
he
from
is
Stranger
Jim
Things?
from Taxi.
I got excited every night.
You've
He's
probably never seen the show Taxi.
Oh no, I have many times.
Because
The
you're young.
movie?
The TV show
because
Taxi.
you're young. Thanks.
Oh, the-
I
Tony
feel
Danza,
like very singled
and there's a
out
character
now.
named Jim
I
that
am
was
the
played by
youngest.
Christopher Lloyd. He's like, oh, hey, I'm Jim, you know, talk. Patrick
That's just
looks like
Christopher Lloyd,
Patrick's
yeah.
like him, but young.
I'm just messing with you.
Old
When you did,
bitch.
it was like Christopher
I'm
Lloyd
not
sounds like
old,
Christopher
I'm
He's
Lloyd.
old.
and
like,
everything.
he's like, hey, I need someone to take my new metal project I welded
that's a great-
down the road.
He
And like,
says it
well,
just
don't you have a
perfect.
van? He's like, what do you think I made it out of? You know, just
I
something
love
like
it,
that.
Is
dude.
Taxi the one with Andy
I love
Kaufman?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, Christopher Lloyd, play a scientist. Oh, sweet. Oh, okay. Okay.
1.21 gigawatts. Yeah.
Now play Uncle Fester. Oh, sweet. Oh, it's
Play
like the same
Klingon on
player.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
stop it.
same
That
exact
man's a
voice
national
everywhere.
treasure now.
So wait.
Cut it out.
And in the Star Trek movie, though, he's one of the best Klingons ever.
Yeah.
One of the
Yes.
best villains. But if you
Yes.
think about it, Captain Kirk and them, they take over his Klingon bird of prey.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd's Klingon bird of prey, and they fly around the sun and travel back in time.
God damn it, Spock.
So they took you know, Doc Brown's Klingon bird of prey
Yeah.
time machine and flew around, you know, just like Back to the Future.
How
It was
fucking
Captain
dare
Kirk.
Dude, that's best movie.
They literally they're like a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Well, you got to save the whales.
I have a question for you, Marcus,
Yes,
because you sent me this in a message, and I don't know if I've read it wrong, or if you can just enlighten me.
It's an emoji.
Did you say you play Santa Claus?
Yes.
Will you tell me about this?
Well, I lost a card bet one time, and
So you dress up as Santa Claus every year?
that's why
For
nobody
what?
likes a Santa with a fake beard.
Yeah.
Okay, but for what?
the real Santa Claus comes to Miami and does this stuff.
Like,
I
that's
can't
the real
disclose
question
the night
I
of the
have.
game, but
Yeah, like, is it like, I don't know. You seem so secretive about it. Like, is it kinky Santa? Like,
no,
or is it like
that's for Halloween.
ring the
I'll be
bell
at the mall.
Santa?
I'll be all in places.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's so funny.
Have I seen you out there before?
No,
How do you get-
this will be the first year.
That you do the mall?
I
you
have to do it
have to
for 5 years.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
what?
You have to get your proper Santa training. The desantification process will begin if you don't.
That's
You
funny.
motherfucker.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh man, if Santa Claus is coming, I'm getting the fuck out of the way. dude. That
What's
shit-
weird to me is just like I tell Calvin this whole time, like
Santa Claus is also about magic
is
mushrooms.
it?
facial hair, just in general. Like,
You don't like facial hair?
No, I love it. It's
Say,
just
wait till you're
like-
50.
I mean, it's weird to think about it like growing on my own face. Like you guys
Yeah.
have to maintain that like constantly.
No,
No,
we just
I haven't done
keep
anything
living.
forever. I was going to shave on
You
the way here, but it
haven't
didn't work.
groomed anything. Even
Not for a
trimmed
long
your
nothing
fucking
at all for a
mustache.
while.
Really?
Not for
Yeah,
a
you
while.
should-
He's gonna.
I just kind of let it
Just
grow.
grow
I'm
really
letting it go
slow.
gross and just terrible.
I trimmed mine recently, if that makes you feel better, because mine
I
gets.
don't understand.
Yeah, yours looks
this
better
one.
than it did. You look pretty.
I keep
homosexual.
mine.
You look pretty-
I shaved
thanks for the-
this. I shaved the top
Yeah, do the
and
homage
this.
look.
I start to look like a
like
fucking-
Yeah,
month
do
or
you
two
shave
before.
this?
I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
I trim, but I haven't done anything for a long
exactly.
I
time.
see. If I let mine grow too long,
And the neck beard's
I
gonna
start to
look
look like
bad.
yours, which you start to look like. You kind of look like a Civil War era veteran.
I do,
Getting the
yeah. It looks
Klingon-
bad.
I'm getting the whole.
I like it
Klingon.
shorter than that. I'm just rough looking.
You look,
know?
you're like, dearest
I'm unkempt.
Eliza, if you give me some of that punani when I
If
get
you
home,
commission
I
me,
swear
I'll
to
do
God,
like
I
a-
will take
I
out the
wasn't
trash.
hearing it like
Oh,
that, but
you
now
know.
I
Right,
visualize
yeah.
this
Yeah.
and you said it.
I will bring my rifle, and I will
Oh,
bring
jumping
my
on the white girl's
other
boobies.
rifle home as well, and I will give you those children I swore I'd give you.
I just think of
before
Wild Wild
I-
West with Will Smith. He's like, no drumming on the white girl's boobies. Right.
right, let's wrap this up. We've got easily over an hour of this.
So what?
Harvestfest.
Harvestfest.
9 is coming up.
9.
You've got to come check us
And,
out. We're all
Buddy
going to be
Christ
there.
Elvis.
It's going to be. We're going to have patron.
Patron.
I always want to say
think it's
Patron because of
Yep,
Jordan Bell.
They're awesome.
But I always
Freddie
see
Bedrock,
Patron.
Echoes
Patron.
from Oblivion,
Patron.
Rezin AD,
Echoes
The
of
Estrangers, Dwarf Among Midgets, Chemical, Dwarf Air album release. You're going to have comedy by Jordan Grainger, Brian West Jr., Sean D., Cool Cock Tim. The Guac Box will be there. We will have Creative Curiosities. We will have tons of other vendors. Come and check us
And
out.
if you're gonna
They have,
drink,
like 2 more spots
camp.
officially.
Yeah, and,
You don't
and,
drive
Have
home.
it at like 10.
and if you're a vendor and you like, hey man, I
you're
want to
gonna
be a
drink,
part of
stay,
this.
or get a cab,
There's only
get a
2
ride
spots
home.
available. 2
Yeah,
spots.
Two or
just camp.
three.
It's safe. There's
2
plenty
to
of room.
3.
Yeah.
2 to 3. Hit up
keep Jordan
Katelyn,
big.
Creative Curiosities, or Katelyn Myers on Facebook. Hit her up and secure your spot, because if you don't do it soon, somebody else
And
will.
it's free.
And it's free.
No vendor
free?
fee.
Hey.
No vendor fee.
Oh my God, I've been selling
unless you
them.
want to like donate to
Dude, I can sell them too, right?
something.
I've been
It's
selling
really fun to not be
I've been
homeless.
selling
Donations
them.
wouldn't go to me. It's just a whoever.
I've been selling
Yeah.
spots left and right. I thought I sent you some.
Yeah, I'll gladly
I also
take
sell
donations
a couple
for
beach houses in Idaho.
property maintenance.
Anybody needs any. Anyway, this has
I
been the Kokomo
should've
Press
known.
Podcast. I'm Jordan Grainger. Over here in the green chair we have.
Katelyn Myers.
And in the black chair we have.
Reverend Corey Kotkoski.
And in the red chair we have.
Marcus Mayfield.
I'm Jordan Grainger. This has been the Kokomo Press Podcast. We love you.
Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys. Hey, you just listened to the Kokomo Press Podcast. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you had a great time. If you did, go ahead and like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification bell, do all the things that help us get seen. Go find us over on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Like us, follow us there. And if you want to really, really help us out, we now have a new thing called Facebook subscriptions. It's only $4.99 a month, and it helps us build out even more than what we have already. Helps us get more equipment, helps us put money into shows, because we give you comedy shows. We give you guys skits. We give you guys podcasts. We give you guys jokes. And if you want to be a part of a group of people that actually get to talk to us and tell us your input first and get to directly speak to us, and maybe even, help us write some of these jokes, you can be a part of the group. Join that subscriber base. It's only $4.99 a month, and it's not a lot, but it helps us out tremendously. And it's going to give you an opportunity to maybe win some merch here and there. We're going to do a lot of fun things with our subscribers. So please check us out everywhere you can. And if you want to, subscribe to our page. Thanks for listening to this podcast. We love you. Thank you. 2 kisses.